You know, the ancient book of Proverbs is absolutely packed with this hidden literary genius. It's not just some list of wise sayings, it's really a masterclass that's designed to completely change the way you see the world. So today, we're going to decode exactly how it does that.
So let's just dive right in with a puzzle. This line, from Proverbs chapter 20, sounds really powerful, right? But what does it actually mean? A king who winnows all evil with his eyes. I mean, how is that even possible?
And that's the central mystery we're going to solve together. How can your eyes function as a farming tool to sort out good from evil? It sounds bizarre, I know, but the answer reveals this brilliant way of thinking. So let's start by breaking down the image itself.
Okay, so the first clue is to really understand the surface image here, winnowing. It's an ancient farming technique. It's a very physical, very real process for separating the valuable part of the harvest, the grain, from the totally worthless part, the chaff.
Here's how it works. So first, you beat the grain to loosen everything up. Then, you toss that whole mixture up into the air. And the wind is the key here. It catches the light, useless chaff and just blows it away, while the heavy, valuable grain falls straight back down. So the metaphor, on the surface, is that justice is a process of separation. But there's an even deeper idea at play here.
Right, that agricultural image is just the first layer. It's actually built on top of a much bigger, much more powerful concept that, believe it or not, we use all the time without even realizing it. And this is where it gets really fascinating.
The key to unlocking Proverbs is understanding something called the foundational metaphor. You can think of it like a root system for an idea. It's a core concept that helps us get our heads around something abstract, and from that one single root, dozens of smaller, everyday phrases can grow.
This slide shows the concept perfectly. Okay, on the left, you've got a pretty straightforward statement. A poor man who lives a life of integrity. It's fine, it makes sense. But the actual proverb on the right says a poor man walks in his integrity. That one single word, walks, activates an entire hidden world of meaning. It turns integrity from just an abstract idea into a physical path that you can actually travel on.
And see, the word walks plugs directly into one of the most powerful foundational metaphors there is. Life is a journey. It makes sense, right? We can't experience our entire life all at once, so our minds frame it as a journey, with a beginning, an end, paths to follow, and of course, obstacles to overcome along the way.
In fact, you use this metaphor constantly. When you talk about being at a crossroads in life or hitting a speed bump in a relationship, you're drawing from that exact same foundational idea. As you can see here, all these common phrases are just little branches growing from that one single root. Life is a journey.
Okay, so let's take this new tool and go back to our original puzzle. If walks in integrity is built on the foundation of life as a journey, then what is the king who winnows with his eyes built on? The foundational metaphor is judgment is winnowing. The entire abstract process of justice, hearing evidence, discerning the truth, separating right from wrong, is understood through the very concrete, very physical process of separating wheat from chaff.
And this solves the final piece of our puzzle. The eyes are not a literal farming tool. Of course not. In this metaphor, they represent discernment, insight, the ability to see a situation accurately. That's the wind that separates truth from falsehood. The king's wisdom is the tool that gets the job done.
So, how can you apply this yourself? Well, here are two really practical ways to find this hidden context when you're reading. First, look for the topical context. Group all the verses about justice or speech together to see the larger patterns emerge. Second, check the immediate context. The verses right before and after are often linked in subtle but really important ways.
So the crucial point here is that these images aren't just random decorations. As this table really helps us see, they are doorways into a whole structured way of thinking. An abstract concept like the course of your life is made concrete through the image of a walk, all built on that foundation that life is a journey. And in the same way, the abstract process of justice becomes concrete through winnowing, built on the foundation that judgment is separation.
But this is more than just a cool literary device. Understanding these foundational metaphors isn't just about decoding an ancient text, it's about recognizing the hidden frameworks that actually shape our own reality. The Proverbs aren't just trying to correct our behavior, they're trying to remap the very way we think. And this illustrates the real power of these texts just perfectly. As one scholar puts it, a proverb is like a door. It invites you to step into a whole new world,
A world where your understanding is reshaped, which in turn, it changes how you live. Seeing the world correctly is the first step to living correctly.
So we'll leave you with this question. What are the foundational metaphors that shape your reality? I mean, do you treat arguments as a war, with winners and losers? Do you see time as money, something to be spent and saved? Once you start looking for these hidden frames, you will see them absolutely everywhere. Thanks for tuning in.